I can't believe I have these. I'm super grateful. Not grateful for Nike though, even though kind of, but not really. I'm grateful for people, good people. It's a rarity nowadays. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at a shoe that I honestly never thought that I would get. And it's these bad boys right here. Should I say bad girls? Yep. Smells like the Mamba. But these, my friends, I feel need no introduction. This is the Nike Kobe 6 Protro in the Mambacita Sweet 16 colorway. Now, before we get started and talk about the shoes, big shout out and thank you to one of our WearTesters Discord community members. His name is Andrew. He actually was able to get a pair of these on the exclusive access, you know, Nike's way of doing things, which was super random because they posted a whole letter explaining what the exclusive access was for, who they were going to be giving it to, and a lot of people that were, I don't know how to call it, but like diehard, like loyal customers for decades, myself included, were excluded and given no access. And with all that being said, again, big thank you to Andrew, one of our community members. I think that this is awesome. I never thought that I would grab these. I really did want them. This was the shoe that kind of started the whole Nike versus Vanessa or Vanessa versus Nike kind of like controversy. If you guys are not aware, this shoe was sold on accident because they were selling, I think it was the Del Soles. It was the white with the yellow bottoms. And basically one of the shops, I don't even remember which one, but one of the shops, they ended up fulfilling the order with one of these on accident, and they were not supposed to have been released yet. Not only that, Vanessa and their estate and everything was still in contract negotiations for re-upping the Kobe deal, which I don't even know why he doesn't have a lifetime deal or hadn't at that point. I don't know how you give LeBron one and not Kobe, but you know, whatever, I'm not Nike. So yeah, basically to sum things up, she was not happy, understandably so. The whole thing, I think, was just a mess when she pulled out of contract negotiations and she did not re-sign. And then when she let it be known publicly, I thought that was the smartest move she could have done, because that was a huge negotiating tactic where you show what leverage you have, which in this case was all of it. It was amazing. That was a power move. Fast forward to today, obviously they re-signed and everything, so we will be having Kobe's once again with Nike. A lot of fans are going to be happy about that. And with all that being said, again, this is a Protro, so this is a little bit different. So what we have here is the snake scale traction pattern. I remember this not being great for the original release until it broke in, and then it became really tacky. They need a little bit of time to break in. One of those areas is going to be the cushion as well. Even though this is a Protro, so it's not quite like the original, this Cushlon midsole is a little stiffer than the Kobe 5's Cushlon midsole, which I think is really interesting, and I think it's a benefit because then it allows the 4-foot Zoom Turbo unit to really shine and do its thing and stay stable without being too mushy underfoot. If you were curious as to what the original tech specs on the shoe were, it looked just like this. So this is from the 2K4s or the Huarache 2K4s. Yes, this was the same setup as the Kobe 1s originally, and I think it was the Kobe 5 as well. And then the Kobe 6, it wasn't until the Kobe 7 when we got the Kobe 7 system that things started to really change. That had the interchangeable drop-ins or drop-in midsoles. And for those of you guys wondering, this is my favorite setup. I think that this is fantastic. I do really love Zoom Turbo. I think that those things are great. I love them in the Kyrie line, but this to me is just fantastic. Like, it's awesome. And one of the cool things, something that you can't see though, is like underneath the outsoles, where here you would see that there's flex grooves there. They had the same thing on this particular shoe. We'll get more into detail on the 2K4s at a later date, but you can see where, you know, this is mobility. It really like flexes at that Met unit, so it keeps the cushion here while all of this stuff is stability. So push-offs, changes of directions, all of that stuff maintains stability and quickness while still having court feel and a little bit of cushion inside. That's a little bit different than the Zoom Turbo. Zoom Turbo is going to be this whole thing of very thin articulated Zoom Air. It's very cool. It's very comfortable. I just really love this setup right here, because especially that thing, man. This thing is freaking huge, and it's not in these, and I wish it was. If this is going to be your first pair of Kobe 6s and you're wondering what the hell's going on with the upper, it's actually a fantastic system. It's super thin TPU basically with a little bit of fly wire wrapped in there. You can't really see it on this colorway, but in the other colorways, you're able to see it through the mesh, which is the secondary layer. And then the layer protecting that mesh is all of these scales that you see. And these are made out of polyurethane and they work really good. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, what the f is this? You know what I mean? Like I thought they were one of the ugliest shoes I had ever seen, but now I absolutely love them. That usually happens when it's a great performing shoe, which this is. They also have the Nike Torch system at the tongue, one of my favorite things of all time, super breathable, really great lace pressure reliever or whatever, because it's like foam padding, but still breathable. It's awesome. They do come with 2 sets of laces, so they come with the white ones that you see here, and then there's a black one. They have alternate colored aglets, so this one, the lace is white, aglets are black. The other one, black laces, white aglets. Excellent. The insole is just like the original. It looks like styrofoam. It looks like it's cheap, but this thing actually molds to your foot. It's very uncomfortable at first. You have to break this shoe in. Everything from the cushion to the traction to the insole to the upper. All of this stuff needs a lot of break-in time. But once it molds to your foot, boy, this shoe is fantastic. And just for reference, I'm pulling out an OG pair. The OGs feel a little bit lighter to me. I think the Cushlon is a little bit of a more dense foam. This is what the original insoles look like. And it said, I want a shoe that molds to my foot. Job well done. Like, it's a great shoe. You just have to let it do its thing. It takes a minute. And I believe everybody here already knows what all the little tribute pieces are, but just in case you're unaware, we're going to talk about it real quick. You can see on the insole, it says Mambacita with her number 2. And the Mambacita is actually Gigi. It's Kobe's daughter. Unfortunately, she was with him, or maybe fortunately, it kind of depends on your way of looking at things. But her and Kobe were together when the whole thing happened. So that's what that's all about. You've got her number right there on the outside, and then both shoes actually pay tribute to both of them. So one says Kobe, one says Gigi, and then it also has the Mamba Academy logo at the heel, which I think looks great. Part of the proceeds from the retail sales of the shoe that was, you know, sold by Nike actually went towards the Mambacita Foundation, as do all the sales from this hoodie right here, which some people have commented on in previous videos. And yes, I do know that this hoodie is very expensive. I paid for it, like it really was. Like, it's not a cheap hoodie whatsoever, but I will say that it feels good to be able to make sure that the money that you're spending is going towards the actual cause. You know what I mean? So like, a lot of us as sneakerheads are kind of selfish. We're willing to pay 500 bucks for these, but that 500 bucks, none of it's going to be going towards anything positive. It's going to a reseller's pocket. Granted, the original retail price of the shoe, part of the proceeds did, I understand that, but that's somebody like taking advantage of a situation, in my opinion, where they're benefiting off of something that happened, and I don't think that's cool. So I feel better knowing that even though this hoodie was mad expensive, at least the money for it is going towards a good cause. And you also get to support the family if you wanted to, so that's what I like. And I mean, these look great together, right? Now, if you were in the market for one of these, they do fit true to size. They are very snug though, so if you're going to be playing basketball in them, I would recommend going true to size. If you are a wide footer, I believe you're gonna need to go up half a size because they are very tight, very tight. Trust me. Like, it's a really nice fit once they're broken in, but until then, they're really, really snug. And then if you're wearing these casually, you could probably go up half a size. What I normally do with certain casual shoes, where if they are this tight, I will look at the range of sizes. So I'll look at like a 9 or a 9.5 and go with whichever one is cheaper. But again, that's just for casual use. So for casual use, you can go true to size or up half a size. For performance, I would go true to size and you should be good to go. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. I will catch you guys on the next one. And until then, have a good one.